Good morning, everyone. Hi, how is everyone doing? I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long, and before we get into the Q&A part of this video, I did just want to apologize for not uploading anything this past week. To be honest, I have just felt really tired and very drained. I honestly just needed the week off to rest, relax, and recover. So that's what I did, and now I'm excited to get back into making more YouTube videos and more content. Right now, as you can probably tell, I am outside with Miss Luna. We're just playing some Frisbee. She's got to work off that 5-pound quarantine gain that she's had. And I'm super excited to answer all of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. You guys asked me so many awesome questions, and I think this is gonna be a super fun video. Luna, you are just so cute, huh? I know I say that in like every video, but I don't know, I just think she's so adorable. Okay, back inside now. It has been so cold and rainy out the past few days, but I just made some coffee. It's so nice and warm. So let's get into this Q&A and start answering some of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. And I'm going to try really hard to answer all of the questions that I normally would like avoid answering. Very first question on here, Memory35 asks, what is your favorite thing about being a flight attendant? I would definitely say that my top two favorite things about being a flight attendant are obviously traveling for a living. Like, I just think it is like the most incredible thing in the world that I have the privilege to do, and also the passengers. I just love meeting new people and hearing their stories. It's a really, really cool job. Ali_Lopez asks, how is 2021 treating you? Honestly, it's not like it's been a bad year so far. Like, it's only like the middle of January that I'm filming this right now, but it hasn't been the best either. Like, I've just felt super exhausted and very drained, really burnt out, kind of like what I was telling you guys about earlier in this video. I haven't felt super productive. I haven't wanted to be productive. I have not felt very motivated, and I think that's just a combination of 2020 and just overworking myself. I don't know, all of the things. But this past week I took off of filming and I just kind of did my own thing for a week. I worked out, I was consistent, I ate well. You know, right now I'm feeling much better, and hopefully that will carry into the rest of the year, but we do have some pretty exciting things coming in February, so we can all look forward to that. Samuel_Lock06 asks, how long have you been at your current airline? May will be 3 years. Goss8284 asks, what is your absolute favorite meal? I don't know. I like a lot of food. I love margarita pizza and wine. I would say that is probably like one of my absolute favorite meals, especially like as a cheat meal, but I also love Eric's steak. So that's another one of my favorite meals. I would say Italian though is like my favorite food category. But then again, I also really like Mexican food. I don't know. I just really like food, if you can't tell. Okay, Sandra447 asks, in the past, did you apply to any other major or regional airlines? Yes, so I've talked about it in previous videos before, but I applied to 12 airlines when I first wanted to become a flight attendant. And I want to say, yeah, I was given interviews by 3 and I was given job offers by 2. It's a very competitive industry, and you just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep applying if it's what you really want. Sandra also asks, least favorite aspect of the flight attendant life versus the best aspect. The best aspect, like I had talked about earlier, is definitely like the travel and getting to see the world. Obviously that is amazing. My least favorite aspect of it, and I know I saw somewhere on here, someone else asked like what my least favorite part about being a flight attendant was, and definitely early report times. I would say that waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning is probably my least favorite aspect of the job. It can be very tiring to wake up that early and really hard on your body. Goss8284 also asks, movie theater or movie at home? Pre-COVID, definitely movie theater. I think it's a really fun date night, but I will admit that I have loved ordering movies just on our TV and watching them here at the house, because you can eat whatever you want, you can be loud, you can like go to the bathroom when you need to, you can pause it, and it's just bringing date night home, which has been really, really fun. Miranda Wanglan asks, if you were a flight attendant, if you were not a flight attendant, what would your job be? So when I graduated college, I got my degree in journalism and I had a double minor in communication and psychology. So I would definitely be working like probably in some sort of job having to do with journalism. Originally, I wanted to be a travel writer. Like I wanted to work for National Geographic or do something like that. But then I realized that industry is like extremely hard to break into. And you need obviously a lot of experience doing that. At one point, I also wanted to be a news anchor, and I went and toured a news station once and got to watch like a live broadcast, and it was really cool, but I had just like this pit in my stomach. Like I just had this feeling that I wasn't meant to do that. When I graduated college, I interned as a copywriter. It was only like 25 hours a week, so it wasn't even full time, and it was only for the summer, and I like wanted to just like yank my hair out. Like I did not like sitting at a desk all day. It was just not for me. I knew I needed a job where I would be more active on my feet and talking to people more, but I didn't want to like lose that side of my journalism degree. Long story short, one of my mom's best friends has been a flight attendant for like 30 plus years. She talked to me about it and she sold me on the job. So I started applying, yada, yada, yada. Eventually became a flight attendant, fell in love with the career, and then started a blog, which ended up failing, like didn't even do that good at all. I honestly, though, I put like barely any effort into it. I just wasn't passionate about it. And then later on, I started my YouTube channel, which I obviously have become very passionate about and I love doing. And I feel like this is my way of still using my journalism degree and just telling the story that I want to tell and doing like my own little broadcasts. I honestly feel so blessed that I was able to envision a career for myself and make it possible. However, I am always looking to continue growing and learning within my career, which is why I was so excited to take the class Creating Your Dream Career, Uncover and Apply Your Creative Strengths, taught by Hallie M. Coley Murchison on Skillshare. And what I found so cool about this class is she really teaches you how to use your past as your strengths in order to create an action plan to get you where you really want to go. Skillshare is a lovely online community where thousands of creatives come together to expand their knowledge through various classes across so many different genres. Anything from photography, video editing, finance, entrepreneurship, basically any category that you can think of, you will be able to find classes for. Skillshare is always adding new premium classes, and it's less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. And also a huge shout out to Skillshare for not only sponsoring this video, but for also giving the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in my description box below a free trial of their premium membership. Okay, T.Oni18 asks, do you want to have kids? And how would you handle it as a flight attendant? So I saw, oh my gosh, you guys, at least 25 to like 30% of the questions that I have gotten have been about kids. And it's just such an interesting question. Will I have kids one day? I'm not sure, to be completely honest. Especially right now, Eric and I are super happy with the amount of freedom that we have in our lives. Definitely don't see kids in our future anytime soon. We very much like having the freedom to be able to just kind of like pick up and travel and go wherever we want without having to worry about a child. Also, being a mom absolutely terrifies me. Like I already am such like a worrier with Luna, and so I can't even imagine like how much of a worrier I would be with an actual human child. But in all honesty, I am just leaving that up to God. Like I think if Eric and I are meant to have kids and we come to that decision one day that we want to try to have children, then we'll know that it's right. And if it doesn't happen for us, then that's okay too. I honestly like truly believe I would be equally happy either way. Also, if we choose to have children, this might be a little bit TMI, but whatever. It's not going to be the easiest process for me. So I am very much like my mom. I have both me, my mom, and my sister have von Willebrand's. It's a form of hemophilia. It's a bleeding disorder. Anyways, it's complicated a few different things in all of our lives medically. And my mom has also had issues with her uterus. And so she had extremely high risk pregnancies with both both me and my sister, and she was on bed rest for months for each pregnancy. And she calls me and my sister Alicia her little like miracle kids. I think that the amount of stress that my mom went through to have us is just incredible, and it's amazing like what the human body can do and what you can go through. But I just know that like if Eric and I were to choose to have kids, that could potentially be something that I would have to go through as well, because I have had issues with my uterus in the past. The last time I went to my doctor, everything looked okay, but you just never know. So it would definitely be a decision that would not be taken lightly. And then as a flight attendant, having a child, obviously it makes things difficult, but it's definitely doable. I know so many flight attendants who have kids, but Allie, she has a YouTube channel, Wonderfully Allie. She does a fantastic job of balancing motherhood and being a flight attendant. And then I also saw questions on here about when Eric and I would want to have a family, but I've always been a big believer that to have a family doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be like husband, wife, kids. I 100% believe that Eric and I, even though we aren't married yet, and with Luna, like the three of us, we make up a little family here in Texas. RN Captures asks, if you could be Eric for one day, what would you do first? Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do first if I was Eric for a day. I just think it would be cool to like walk around and be as tall as he is and just see things like from his perspective. Maybe I would go on a run because he was a soccer player and he's so strong and athletic, so I think it would be like really cool to like test his physical abilities. I would definitely play soccer because Eric loves soccer and he played it all throughout college, just like how I did gymnastics, so I think it would be cool to do that. Okay, Tristan Becker 2005 asks, what is your project for this year? I don't really have like one big project going on for this year. I would say that I have a bunch of like little projects that I want to work on and accomplish, but right now I kind of just want to like live my life and enjoy it. And I feel like last year I put a lot of pressure on myself to just work, and I had a very successful year. Like I grew my YouTube channel a lot, I flew a lot, and it was fantastic, but I am definitely, like I said earlier, feeling burnt out now from just how hard I pushed myself this past year. And I've always had like a really good work ethic, but I also just really want to take the time to just like enjoy my life this year and just feel happy. Okay, Alina _ Lozar asks, what do you like about Luna the most? I mean, I love just about everything about Luna. Like you guys know, I am obsessed with her, but I would say what I think is like the cutest thing that she does is every morning when I wake up or when I'm like going to the bathroom, she always brings us something. Like she always brings us pajamas or socks or just something that she can find and retrieve from around the house. And I should try to get it on video because it is just like the absolute cutest thing in the world. She truly is a retriever at heart, and she gets so excited and she just like wiggles like this and wags her tail, and it's like she gets so excited just when we wake up in the morning and when we come through the door at the end of the day. Honestly, Luna is just pure love. Like I swear she is an angel sent from heaven. She is just nothing but love. And I also think it's so cute how much she loves her Frisbee. She's literally like obsessed with that thing. Another question I get asked a lot regarding Luna is if we're going to get her a brother or sister, and the answer is yes, but not right now. We're gonna wait probably a few more years until Luna is older and until we have a house with a big backyard before we get a second dog. Miss Kalina 92819 asks, favorite place or website to shop? Okay, so I have never like ever been really big on name brand clothes, shoes, bags, like that's just, or designer stuff, like that's never really been me. To be quite honest, I get a lot of my clothes from Costco, which honestly, I think their clothes are like the best. Online though, I get a lot of my workout clothes from Gymshark. They're like my go-to. Who else do I really shop with? I really like Adidas. You guys can't really tell right now, but I'm wearing one of Eric's like Adidas sweaters. I get a lot of my clothes from Target also. I really like Target. And I honestly, like, I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head in terms of like my favorite places or websites to shop. Plaz Exma _ Eli asks, where are you from? I am originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, but I grew up in Henderson, so it's a smaller town right on the outskirts of Vegas. Hellaroni asks, favorite European country? So in In terms of like European travel, I've only been to London and Iceland, and out of those two, Iceland definitely has my heart. Iceland is also a super special place to me because it was like the first big international trip that I ever took, and that trip is honestly what I think sparked my travel bug, and it just, it has such a special place in my heart, and I can't wait to go back one day. Always Ainsley asks, where is your dream place to live? Honestly, anywhere on a beach would probably be my dream place to live, which I mean, that would be awesome, but in all honesty, I think my real dream would just be a beautiful house with me, Eric, Luna, more golden retrievers, and I don't know, just a warm, happy, loving home. At the end of the day, like that's my true dream place. All right, Cat Fangirl 12 asks, where's your new place as a flight attendant? So a lot of people got new base assignments and whatnot, but I am able to stay here in Dallas, so I'm super excited about that. I don't have to move. And she also asks, when do you start flying again? I'm really hoping by April or May is when I'll get to start flying again, but we'll see. Andrea Barbu8 asks, what's your biggest dream? Honestly, my biggest dream is that when I get to the end of my life, I can look back and say, wow, like I lived my life to the fullest. I loved, I traveled, I shared positivity with other people. It sounds cheesy, but my biggest dream doesn't necessarily involve materialistic things. Like I would love like a big, beautiful house one day, you know, the nice cars and all of that, but you don't bring those things to your grave. What you bring with you to your grave is the memories that you've made during this lifetime. And yeah, I just want to know in my heart that I truly lived this life to the fullest. Sierra and Taylor 15 asks, what do you plan to do in the future? Honestly, I'm just kind of going with the flow right now. I don't even know like what I'm eating like for breakfast tomorrow. So I don't know. I think that's a question that, you know, we all wonder sometimes is what we're gonna do with our future. Okay, but in all seriousness, in the future, what I plan to do is I wanna get back to flying, back to making more content here on YouTube, and just kind of like see where that road takes me. Next question from Ruizy80 asks, when are you getting married? So I get a lot of marriage questions from you guys all the time, and kind of the same answer with the kids. I believe that Eric and I will get married when, you know, God has that planned for us, and when it's the right timing for us. We know that we are it for each other. We are coming up on our 5-year anniversary in March. I mean, we've been together longer than some marriages, and I'm really proud of our relationship and how far we have come as a couple. We've definitely been through a lot of ups and downs, and I think that we are in a really good place, and we're just really happy. And I think that, you know, we'll definitely get married one day, and I can't wait for the day that I can call us husband and wife, but I'm just leaving that timing up to God, and I just don't think that is something that needs to be rushed. Okay, y'all, my ring light just died, so I'm sorry that this isn't like the best lighting ever right here, but I want to keep going and finish this Q&A. Oh yeah, what I was saying before I got so rudely cut off by my ring light was that even though Eric and I are not engaged yet, he does know that if he proposed to me like yesterday, I would say yes, like 100%. I cannot wait to marry that man. Yanina.T25 asks, what is your favorite item from your skincare routine? So I saw this question earlier, so I brought down actually what my favorite item is, and it is this sunscreen from CeraVe. Technically, it's called the Ultra Light Moisturizing Lotion with SPF 30. I think that sunscreen is like hands down the most important and essential part of any skincare routine, especially being a flight attendant and being, you know, up in the plane and up in the sky and close to the sun. It's extremely important to wear sunscreen. I just love this product. Like, it's so smooth, it goes so nicely on my skin, and I've tried so many other like moisturizing lotions that have SPF in them, and honestly none of them are as good as this one. I always go back to this one. KitKat88888 asks, what was the best and worst part of 2020? I would say that the best part of 2020 was all of the extra time that I got to spend with Eric and Luna from not flying as much and just being home, and I just feel like we grew even closer as a family. And I would say on the flip side of that though, the worst part of 2020 was obviously getting furloughed you know, which is like the temporary layoff from my job as a flight attendant. That was, you know, a really low point for me, and obviously no one wants to be laid off from their job, so that wasn't, you know, like the best. But also I've learned a lot about myself from this experience already, so I truly believe that, you know, things happen for a reason. HBR1229 asks, where is the first place you want to fly to when you get back from furlough? Honestly, any beach. Like any beach is the first place I want to go after being furloughed. Jorge.Valencia asks, if you get offered, would you become an airline pilot? Absolutely not. I have like negative desire to ever become a pilot. I love being a flight attendant. I don't even really like driving a car, so absolutely not. I don't ever want to become a pilot. Britt Barger asks, shows you are binging right now. P.S. I love your channel. Thank you. I just watched Bridgerton on Netflix. Absolutely amazing. Honestly, didn't even think I would like it and ended up like loving it and being obsessed with it. We also just watched Sharp Objects on Hulu. Well, technically it's through HBO, but we get it through Hulu. And I read that book and I really liked the television adaptation of it. That was really good. And the next show that I want to watch is The Flight Attendant because we finally got HBO Max. So that is what I plan on watching next. Okay, Alexis Jalen asks, have you ever overslept when you were on a layover? Nope. Thankfully, I have never overslept on a layover and I have never missed one of my flights. Eli James 999 asks, next destination on the to-do list. So Eric and I are actually going on a trip really early February. This is a place that we have gone to many times before. I'm sure you all can guess where it is. Vander Blvd asks, would you ever be a flight attendant for a different airline? Nope, I'm super happy with my airline. I know in my heart it's where I'm meant to be, and I honestly just have zero desire to ever fly for another airline. I can't pronounce this Instagram name, I'm sorry. It's SRDHRVEN Katesh. Asks, what's the motivation for keeping fit? Honestly, this is going to sound a little bit vain, but I just love like the fit look. Like I feel most confident and happy when I am toned and like just feeling really strong and muscular. I just like, I've always been an active person. Like I was an athlete as a child all the way up through college. So I'm just like used to seeing myself with a very like athletic body type. It's a big motivator for me when you can see your body changing from your workouts and all of the effort that you're putting in. And then on the flip side of things, just I feel so much better after I work out. Like if I'm feeling crappy, I never like leave the gym feeling like, man, I really shouldn't have done that workout. Like mentally, I always feel better. Okay, so let's answer a few more questions before I wrap up this video. Okay, Lily Rain 987 asks, how many trips total do you have planned for this year? As of right now, we have 3 trips planned. One is the beginning of February, one is the end of February, and one is the beginning of March. So hopefully all of those, oh no, and then I have one more at the end of March that I'm hoping I can go on with my sister. So hopefully all of those are possible. So we'll see, fingers crossed. All of those would be domestic though. I don't have any international trips planned. Okay, a lot of these questions are very similar to ones that I've already answered. So I think I'm gonna call it there. But thank you everyone so much for watching this video and for continuing to support my channel. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell if you are new here. And if you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video, make sure you put those in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. I hope that you all are off to a great week. Thank you again for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye.